Welcome to Engineering Visualization channel. So today we are going to discuss about scales. Okay, scale is a device which is used to measure any kind of objects which are having various sizes. Okay, it is a device which is used to measure any kind of sizes. You can see, so there are different types of scales over there with a different gradation, and they'll be used for different kinds of engineering works. Okay. So types of scales you can see here, basically we have two types of scale: engineering scale and graphical scale. So engineering scale we have full scale, enlarging scale, reducing scale, plane scale, diagonal scale, vernier scale, comparative scale, and scale of chords. So here a full scale means here if any kind of drawings were drawn to the exact size, we call that as full scale. If the dimension of an object is very less, so we need to enlarge, like components of a wristwatch which is having very minute components, so needs to be enlarged. Okay, the same way reducing scale means here the dimensions of a buildings, bridges needs to be reduced, so in those cases we are going for the reducing scale. Okay, so based on the requirement we will be selecting the full scale, enlarging or reducing. So in the full scale, either if the dimensions were of very less, say 30 mm diametrical circle has to be drawn, means same way. So representative factor. Okay, now as we have seen enlarging or reducing scale, so here this representative fraction plays a very important role here. So by multiplying this representative fraction with the actual length of the scale, so length of the element in the drawing we can able to find out. So we can able to reduce it also, we can able to enlarge it also by multiplying this representative fraction. So this is a very important aspect. Okay, using this representative fraction we can able to enlarge or reduce, or we can able to draw with respect to the actual scale of the drawing. Okay, and the same thing we see in the type of scale. Okay, in the case of full scale it is 1:1. If it is enlargement scale means here the maximum size is to 1. Reducing scale means 1 is to the reducing scale. Okay, in the same case it is recommended in the BIS standard. You can see full scale 1:1, reducing scale 1:2, 1:5, 1:10, and enlargement scale. So the first we write the bigger number, and then the is to 1 we write 50:1, 20:1, like that. So what are the important things we require for construction of scales in engineering drawing is, so as we have to identify whether we drawing for using plane, diagonal or vernier, and the representative factor, and the maximum length of the can be measured from the scale, or minimum length can be measured with the scale, that is least count, and then with the multiplication of representative factor, so length of the scale can be easily find out using a particular formula. So here we see the types of scales here now: plane scale, diagonal scale, vernier scale, comparative scale, and scale of chords. So plane scale here basically it is used to find out two consecutive units. Okay, example like meter and decimeter, or it can be feet and inches. So in those cases this plane scale is suitable. Okay, where we require only two consecutive units to be measured. Okay, with the immediate subdivision. But this diagonal scale, it is having a little bit higher standard compared to the plane scale. So here we can go for the three consecutive units. Okay, you can see that is meter, decimeter, and centimeter. So diagonal scale gives the more precision compared to the accurate or precision compared to the planar scale. So vernier scale here it is usually it is also to measure the three consecutive units, and here and it is in metric scale. Okay, so here basically it consists of two kinds of scales here. One is main scale and vernier scale. With the help of this main scale and vernier scale we can able to find out most precision dimensions. Okay, so it is basically used in vernier calipers, screw gauges, and micrometers. Okay, so it can be used there. Compared to scale means here the different dimensions of a in a map we can able to measure parallelly both kilometers and hectometers by using in a comparative scale by the representative factor, okay, like miles and furlongs. Scale of chords basically use where we want to find out the angle where we don't have the protractor. So it is basically used to find out the angles, okay, angles. You can able to measure or set any angles using this set of chords. Okay, so that completes the topic. Okay, so you can subscribe for the channel and hit on the bell icon for the latest notifications, and share it to the maximum students so that they can be benefited. Thank you all. Thank you for watching the video.